There's something more dangerous than evil, something Dietrich Bonhoeffer believed caused massive destruction during World War II. Unlike evil, you can't reason with it, expose it, or fight it directly. It spreads quietly, making people blind to the truth and immune to logic. That something is stupidity. But why did Bonhoeffer think stupidity was worse than evil? Why did he call it not just a lack of intelligence, but a moral and social crisis? In this video, I'll explain Bonhoeffer's ideas and help you see the signs of stupidity in others, and maybe even in yourself. What made Bonhoeffer say, "Stupidity is worse than evil"? Dietrich Bonhoeffer was born in February 1906. He was a German pastor, theologian, and a brave man who fought against the Nazis. For years, he tried to change people's minds. He spoke out against hate, blind obedience, and the way people ignored the cruelty around them. He believed that if he could just make them see, make them understand, they would wake up. But no matter how much proof he showed, no matter how clear the truth was, people refused to listen. One evening, after years of resisting the Nazis, he came home to find his father waiting for him, looking worried. Two men were in his room. They had come to take him away. In his prison cell, Bonhoeffer had time to think. He had watched his country, once a land of poets and thinkers, turn into a place of cowards and criminals. He had seen friends, neighbors, and even smart people give up their morals, not because they were evil, but because they had stopped thinking. And then he realized the real enemy wasn't evil, it was stupidity. There were reasons he thought this was worse than evil, and I'll explain them now. Stupidity, more dangerous than evil. Evil, Bonhoeffer said, can be fought, it can be exposed, resisted, and even beaten. Deep down, evil knows it's wrong. Even the worst people feel some guilt, which means there's a chance to change them. But stupidity doesn't listen. It's blind to reason and deaf to truth. It doesn't argue. It just ignores. You can talk to someone who's evil, but you can't talk to someone who's stupid. They don't care about facts. They dismiss them. They don't debate. They mock. And worst of all, they're completely sure they're right. This is why stupidity is more dangerous than evil. Evil can be stopped, but stupidity can't. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Nothing in the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity." The scariest thing about stupidity is that people don't even know they're being stupid. They think they're right. They hold on to their beliefs so tightly that no facts or logic can change their minds. Instead of questioning themselves, they dig in deeper. As Mark Twain famously said, "Never argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and beat you with experience." We've all met people like this, the ones who shut down conversations with whatever or "I don't care." It's frustrating, like talking to a brick wall, because they won't change. But stupidity isn't just a problem for individuals. It spreads through society like a disease. It takes over groups, movements, and systems that demand blind obedience. The power of one person depends on the stupidity of many. This is why stupidity often goes hand in hand with authoritarianism. People don't lose their intelligence. They give it up. They trade their independence for the comfort of belonging. They stop thinking for themselves and just repeat what they're told. Once someone gives up their ability to think, there's no limit to what they can be made to do. They'll do terrible things without realizing they're wrong. They'll spread lies and call them truth. They'll destroy lives, convinced they're doing the right thing. This is why stupidity isn't just annoying, it's dangerous. It's a tool for those who know how to use it. And here's the scary part. You can't fix it with logic. To fight stupidity, we first need to understand what it really is. What is stupidity? Stupidity doesn't care about facts or logic. A stupid person doesn't argue, they ignore. They don't question, they just believe, and they're completely sure they're right. This is what makes stupidity worse than evil. Evil leaves behind guilt and the chance for change. But stupidity, it doesn't doubt itself. It doesn't feel shame. It moves forward with total confidence, becoming an unstoppable force for whatever it follows. Bonhoeffer saw this happen in Germany. It was a country known for its great thinkers, people like Goethe, Kant, and Beethoven. But he watched it turn into a nation of cowards and criminals. He saw ordinary people, many of them smart and educated, give up their ability to think and blindly follow the Nazis. This is why Bonhoeffer said, "Stupidity isn't about intelligence, it's about morals." A person can be brilliant but still act stupidly. Take Martin Heidegger, one of the greatest philosophers of the 20th century. He supported the Nazis and never apologized for it. He was smart, but according to Bonhoeffer, he was also deeply stupid. On the other hand, someone can be slow intellectually but still wise, kind, and good. Intelligence and wisdom aren't the same. Stupidity, Bonhoeffer said, isn't a lack of smarts, it's a lack of moral courage. And no one is born stupid, they become stupid. How does this happen? Let's talk about that next. How people become stupid. Stupidity happens when people stop thinking for themselves. It's not something you're born with, it's something you fall into. This doesn't just happen to individuals, it happens in groups. Stupidity thrives where people are told not to question, where they're expected to follow orders and believe what they're told without thinking. Bonhoeffer saw how the Nazis turned ordinary people into unthinking followers. These people weren't evil or dumb, they just stopped questioning. They gave up their ability to tell truth from lies. They became tools for a bigger plan. Bonhoeffer called this a kind of social rule. The power of the one needs the stupidity of the other. George Orwell showed the same thing in his book 1984, where the government brainwashed people until they couldn't think for themselves. The regime didn't just control their actions, it made them stupid. Bonhoeffer saw the same thing happening in real life. When power grows, stupidity spreads. Under the influence of authority, whether it's a government, a leader, or an ideology, people give up their independence. They accept simple slogans, propaganda, and easy answers. They stop seeing the world as it really is. This is where stupidity becomes most dangerous. It's stubborn but passive. Stupid people don't think for themselves, but they're absolutely sure they're right. When faced with facts or logic, they don't change their minds. They fight back. You're not dealing with a person anymore. You're dealing with the slogans that have taken over their mind. This is why Bonhoeffer said stupidity is harder to fight than evil. A stupid person will keep repeating lies even after they've been proven wrong. They'll hold on to false beliefs because they've stopped thinking for themselves. This is also why you can't just argue with a stupid person, they need to be freed. Until that happens, there's no point in debating, but there are ways to avoid falling into this trap. How to avoid stupidity? If stupidity isn't about being dumb, but about giving up your ability to think, how can we avoid it? Here are some tips. Never stop thinking for yourself. Bonhoeffer said, people become stupid when they stop questioning and thinking independently. The first step to avoiding stupidity is to keep thinking. Always ask questions. Challenge authority when needed. Don't believe something just because everyone else does. If an idea doesn't hold up under scrutiny, don't accept it. Watch out for groupthink. Stupidity grows in groups where people follow the crowd without thinking. If you find yourself agreeing with a group just to fit in, stop and ask, am I thinking for myself, or am I just going along with everyone else? History shows that when large groups stop questioning, bad things happen. Don't let the need to belong override the need for truth. Spot manipulation. Stupidity often comes from outside influences, propaganda, lies, and emotional tricks. Leaders who rely on stupidity use tactics to shut down critical thinking. They appeal to emotions, not reason. They offer simple answers to complex problems. They discourage questions and label anyone who disagrees as dangerous. If an idea doesn't allow for questions, it's probably meant to control, not inform. Don't fall for easy answers. Stupid people love simple black and white explanations. But life is complicated. The truth is often messy and hard to accept. If an answer seems too easy, it probably is. If a leader says all your problems have one cause, they're lying. If a movement demands blind loyalty, it's dangerous. Real wisdom comes from embracing complexity and resisting the urge to oversimplify. Free your mind. Bonhoeffer believes stupidity can't be fixed with facts alone. It requires liberation. People trapped in systems of control need to be freed from the outside before they can free their minds. But true freedom comes from within, breaking free from fear, blind loyalty, and the need to obey without question. The only way to avoid stupidity is to commit to thinking for yourself, no matter what. This was Bonhoeffer's warning about stupidity, a message for all of us. Today's world is full of misinformation, groupthink, and blind loyalty to leaders, ideas, and stories that discourage thinking. If we don't fight for independent thought, we won't just be fighting stupidity, we'll be ruled by it. The choice is ours. Stay aware, stay curious, stay free.